Well, y'all ready for part 6 of Black Friday attacks? I sure am. And we're out of boxes, obviously, at this point, pending the arrival of more boxes with more stuff, more things, more madness to infect me. I've got a little floaty thing in front of me here that... Okay, that's much better. When will it end? Nobody knows. You know, the irony here is that I had just checked my Amazon account and came to the realization that I believe 3 of the titles that I purchased off of there for Black Friday must have been in high demand. Because right now, those are tentatively scheduled to arrive with me between January 6th and January 8th. And those purchases were made on Cyber Monday or before, somewhere between Black Friday and Cyber Monday on one of those sales, because Amazon continued on apparently the entirety of their Black Friday sales into Black Monday, just switched the title of the sale, but the same prices, same selection. So even when I'm done with this, I won't actually be done with this. Oh, help me. Help me. Please. Anybody in there? Please, send help. Let's get into some titles. Okay. Woohoo. First up, Blu-ray. Non-blind buy. Yay. Michael York title from the 70s. Classic science fiction, which I have not seen in a very long time. But it is Logan's Run. Focus, Logan. Focus on the run. It's an interesting bit of artwork here. I should get Soylent Green to go with this. They make, I think, good companion pieces. Is that Farrah Fawcett? Yep, there's Ginny Agutter. Know her from American Werewolf in London. There's Farrah Fawcett's name. Yep, that was her, all right. Never really a big fan of Farrah Fawcett, but I gotta say, I love that big 70s blonde hair of hers. Whew. The hairstyle still gets me to this day. Yeah. Next up, blind buy. John Wayne, more Blu-ray, more cowboys, more classic Western. The Cowboys. Who else is in this? Does not say here anywhere prominently. Co-starring the equally memorable Roscoe Lee Brown, never heard of him. Colleen Dewhurst, never heard of her. Bruce Dern, hey, I don't know if I've ever seen Bruce Dern as a young man. I didn't know he was ever a young man. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So, very cool. Expanding the John Wayne library. I think when I'm all said and done with all this and I organize them, I'll be putting all those together to see what's what. Ooh. Another classic war film, World War I this time, on Blu-ray, blind buy with a very crooked insert here, some artwork. I'll have to fix that when I open it up. Artwork on this is kind of interesting. I don't know why. See what you guys think. This is the original, I believe, All Quiet on the Western Front from, oh wow, this is from 1930. I was not expecting that at all. 1930, Universal Studios, renewed in 1958 by Universal Pictures. Oh, 2 hours and 13 minutes. For its time period, that is an incredibly long film. I've heard really good things about, I think, was it Netflix that did it? Or was it just on Netflix? There's a new updated version of All Quiet on the Western Front. I've heard great things about. If I like this, I might seek that one out. These two obviously would pair well together, which is something I do regularly for those who have watched my videos on that subject. I like to take films and their remakes, assuming that I like them both, pair them together in a case. Next, we have a 4K. This one, very popular film. It's not a blind buy, not entirely. Maybe it's like 25% blind buy. And the reason why I say that is because I have actually seen this film. I think I rented it from Netflix on DVD back in the day and promptly fell asleep towards the end. And then got the impression the next day that I wasn't engaged enough to go back and watch the end of it. But this movie has gotten so much praise over the years since that prompted me to want to revisit it. And guess what? Black Friday allows us to do those kinds of things in a cost-effective way. So why the hell not? Starring Jeff Bridges, Chris Pine, and Ben Foster. You all know it. You love it. Hell or High Water. And here it is. I remember Jeff Bridges' performance being stupid. That thing is actually, well, that's not cool. Might be mistaken, but this barcode sticker feels like it's underneath this plastic, which means it's actually stuck to the plastic sleeve for my insert on the case itself. That's very no bueno. I am not happy about that, because I mean, after I remove the shrink wrap, that's still going to be there. And I don't know why they would do that. I'm going to have to use some heat and maybe even some Goo Gone and get that gone. No happy. Okay. Ooh. A whole triple feature Blu-ray of blind buys. Classic westerns all to be had. And really, I think I bought this one for one title alone, and that's okay. I will watch the rest and see how they work. The irony is if the one title I bought it for ends up being the only one that I like, it's got a new 4K out that I wanted to get, but I'm waiting for the price to come down. It's still a little out of my preferred price range for a blind buy, but let's just get into that. We'll see how that plays out in the future. We have the Searchers, we have the Wild Bunch, and then we have How the West Was Won. Now, boring back, from what I understand, these are all very well-received popular titles, which is great. So I'm not overly concerned there. Not at all. But yeah, like I said, it'll be interesting if I really like this one and want to upgrade to the Searchers, then I'll just have these guys. And to my knowledge, neither of the other two titles have had 4K releases for them. Just see, the Wild Bunch here is actually the original director's cut. I did not know there was more than one cut of that film. Director's cuts are hit and miss with me. Usually, I prefer them. But titles like, what was the Mel Gibson movie, Payback? The theatrical cut and the director's cut are like different movies, and I can't stand the director's cut. I saw the theatrical first, absolutely loved it. Director's cut came out. Back then I used to get very excited about that. I watched it and I hated it. And then came to the point where it's like, I'd like to own this movie. And when I would seek it out, every copy was the director's cut. It took a while, and I think I actually ended up having to get like a foreign import version to be able to get the theatrical cut. The director's cut just completely dominated and wiped the theatrical cut off the market. Even secondary, going through eBay, it was like impossible to find, and I don't know why that was. Maybe it was just a Blu-ray thing, but I know on DVD, I think the theatrical cut was readily available across the board. But anyway, that soured my interest in director's cuts, and it's only kind of gone downhill since. Next up, Blu-ray blind buy. Complete classic film. Be nice when this cold kicks. But I keep taking these breaks in between videos so that my voice can recover a little bit, because I'm going to be driving you guys nuts otherwise. This one's from 1938. And, did I say blind buy? I believe it is. But at the same time, I've seen little bits and pieces of this movie over the course of my life. I've just never seen the whole thing from front to back. We're talking Errol Flynn, ladies and gentlemen, and Olivia de Havilland. And we're looking at The Adventures of Robin Hood. Early swashbuckler, although not really quite as early as people would believe, because we were making silent film swashbucklers long before this, in the silent era of the non-talkies. Errol Flynn became a powerhouse once words and dialogue got introduced. But before him, we had the likes of, oh dear, what was his name? I've got over here a silent era 2-pack of the Three Musketeers and the Iron Mask. And I am completely blanking on the man's name, but he did those swashbuckling films, and then he did, I know, at least another pair of silent film, like pirate type stuff. I'm sorry, man. I feel bad that I'm forgetting your name. I want to jump up and get that, but that would just mean showing you all my ass. I'm not going to show you my ass. So, we're going to move on to the last title. The box is now empty, ladies and gentlemen. Blu-ray. This one is a blind buy. The last man alive is not alone, and that man is Charlton Heston, and he is the Omega Man. And I see another stupid sticker in the way. I am not digging these stickers, and this one is definitely under the plastic too. What are you doing, Universal, or whoever is packaging these things for you? Not happy about that at all. Omega Man. Love Charlton Heston. Good guy. Sorry to see him go. I've been seeing a little bit more of him, let's say classic Heston versus modern. I think I used to be more familiar with him as an older actor than I was before, and that's starting to change. But this one here came out in 1971, so I guess we're kind of middle-aged Heston. Looking forward to checking out Mega Man. I understand that, I don't know how, but the book that this is based off of, or from, is also the same book that Will Smith's I Am Legend is based off of. So it'd be interesting to compare stories and films in that regard. We're done, but we're not done. We have no more boxes. So we're going to take a pause, little break, intermission, interlude, if you will, until more boxes roll in. And then we're just going to pick right up where we left off, like it's the same day, but not. Posing the question for the 6th time. What did you pick up on your Black Friday purchases? What did you add to your library? Do we share any of the same ones? Did you grab any of these? Did you take advantage of any of these sales from Groove or Shout Factory, Kino Lorber's Winter Wonderland sale, Amazon's Big Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Happy Tuesday, come get movies for Savings Day, movie sales? Let me know. That space, we must fill it with words and dialogue and engagement. Thank you once again for joining me. I shall see you in the next video. Good night, all.